An all Alberta version of our Upper Deck Player Spotlight, Dave, brought to you as always by our good friends at Upper Deck. Look, the Battle of Alberta has always been special throughout the years in the National Hockey League, but it's becoming even more special now with the superstars that both teams possess. Let's talk about one of them, and we'll start in Edmonton with Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. As we come out of this holiday break back into the regular season, he co-leads the NHL along with his teammate Connor McDavid in points, 49 on the season in just 29 games, 23 goals, 26 apples. I mean, this guy is a pure force and a guy that probably doesn't get the type of recognition he truly deserves because 97 is also on that team. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, to have these two guys, it's kind of like a Mario Yager kind of situation, Wayne and Curry kind of thing that they had back in Edmonton back in the day. But Draisaitl is definitely a superstar, as you said, in this league, and one of the guys that's helping to carry the Edmonton Oilers. They don't always play together. That's the other thing. Or if they don't always, it's not always Draisaitl and McDavid. They split them up. They play on different lines a good portion of the time as well. So just another driving force for that club. And you know what? I want to ask you about a guy that you're familiar with in his days in Vancouver. That's Chris Tanev of the Calgary Flames on that back end. What about him and how he's doing this year?
Well, Tanner's been an absolute rock on that blue line for the Calgary Flames, but even then, he'd always been one. You know, he was a reason why Quinn Hughes' transition to the National Hockey League was so easy. You know, he's seamless. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. Doesn't make many mistakes. You know, he's a heart and soul guy. He was one of the dads in the locker room, per se, when he was here in Vancouver for the young guys. And, you know, admittedly so, a lot of people around the Canucks organization will say that might have been a big mistake letting Chris Tanev go to the Calgary Flames. But fast forward now into the way things are going for the Flames, he's a stud on that blue line. He's a rock. He's a leader in that dressing room. And, you know, he's a guy that, like you mentioned, he might not get a lot of the recognition that he deserves because he doesn't do anything flashy. He doesn't have the big booming slap shot. You know, he's not going to get you 20 assists in a season. But you know what he's not going to get you? He's not going to get you stupid penalties. Chris Tanev is a guy that, stays out of the penalty box. He should be in consideration for the Lady Big, but he doesn't get it because his name isn't as big as some of the other guys are in the National Hockey League. But, he's a guy that if Calgary is to make a deep run into this postseason, he, along with Jacob Markstrom and a bunch of other talent on that Calgary Flames team, are going to be a big, big reason why. And Dave, our Upper Deck Player Spotlights here, this one brought to you by the Battle of Alberta, but also brought to you by Upper Deck.